Hello everybody, welcome to Becky's House of Sewing. I'm in my house, not in my sewing room. I'm in my house, in my stitchy chair where we just got done with Wednesday stitching, and I've eaten lunch, so now I can resume conversation. One gets hangry. So wanted to say hello to everybody. Have another week. This is a podcast where we talk about all things thread and needle, mostly cross stitch and quilting, though I haven't done a lot of quilting lately. Do it as you can, as the desire hits. Doing a lot of quilting shopping, just not a lot of quilting. And today's kind of a gray, rainy day, but it's still springy and it's like winter in the air, but spring in the trees because the fresh green leaves are coming out that are really pretty, and all the pollen is trying to kill me. But very allergic, but it's one of my favorite times of year. So, wanted to start off by saying that today is officially Connie's birthday. So happy birthday, Connie. Connie, my neighbor, not Connie, my mother. Happy birthday, Connie. Also, I am very apologetic, Ron. I did not tell you what the mat is for that I got last week. So that wool mat is for pressing. In quilting, you want your seams and your blocks to be very flat so that it's easier to quilt through when you're putting the sandwich together. So the back of the quilt, the batting in the middle, and then the quilt top is already pretty bulky. So having bulky seams is something you try to avoid. So the wool pressing mat, which is just a bunch of felted wool all pressed together, allows the heat to come from the top and the bottom, so the wool gets hot and makes the sandwich or the quilting block that you've pieced together very flat. Some people have started using clappers as well, and a clapper is a tool that they used to, or probably still do, use in dressmaking, and it's a piece of wood that you put on top of whatever seam that you've just ironed, and it allows it to cool a little slower, so again it stays crisp and flat. I have a lot of wood in my yard that I keep thinking, oh, excuse me, I'm trying not to sneeze. I keep thinking that maybe I could salvage something to be a clapper, but I haven't yet. I might just end up buying one because it'll be clean and pristine one day. But I wanted to show you my progress on, look, that's my quilt stand. Where I have all my quilty stuff hanging, or my stitchy stuff hanging off the sides of it to keep it handy. Progress on my bird. I'm going to shoot you the bird. Okay, here is Token of Fall. Well, it's showing up pretty good. So you can see I've gotten all the light part of the bird completed. So now I can just kind of focus on the blue and not necessarily have to count. It's kind of fill in. Obviously I need to count a little bit because I've got to keep the shape of the bird. Over the weekend on Sunday I did all the doodads on the bottom. So as I've been telling everybody, now I have the top, the side, and the bottom of the border done. Now everyone just say a prayer that the final side meets up and is in line. So I'm going to avoid that a little bit, let the anticipation build up. Focus on the bird, get some of the other letters done. There's a couple other doodads that kind of go in the middle of things. Kind of go where those big open spots are, right here and here on the bottom. A couple of doodads around. But it's close to being done. I may have another finish pretty quick. Very excited. I just watched Susan Stanley's tutorial on hemstitching. Now I know how to do hemstitch. I really like Hemstitch. Hemstitch is, some people pull a thread out of the linen and use that as a line, and basically fold over your edges, and then you just kind of group some of the remaining threads around and hem it down, so it has a nice little clean look. And it kind of, pulled thread work is a thing. I don't really do it, but there are some in the specialty stitches that I've done in the past. But it makes a little eyelet type border around it, and it's a nice clean finish. If you're, it's nice to do. A lot of the old samplers that people do the reproductions of, a lot of them are hem stitched and then framed. So that's kind of cute. Oh, Buster just went outside and now he's ready to go back to bed. So he may whine a little bit. So I'm excited about getting that done. Yay. Getting close to being done. I still haven't gotten my Mrs. Campbell's stuff. So I need to call the attic again. They have not called me back, so that I can get updated and get that going, so I can have my next start. Not that I don't have things to start. Over here, let's see if I can scooch you this way. You get to see my messy living room. But here, is my little 3-tiered cart. Everyone has seen these 3-tiered carts. If you're in the crafting industry or been to an organizing store, they're everywhere. Everyone has a version. But I have a lot of my stuff here, so it sits right next to my chair, and I have the stuff that I need quickly, like scissors and needle threaders, and it's magnetic, so I have a bunch of magnets on the side that hold my needles when I have multiple needles going on. But this morning, while I was waiting for my mommy to come to stitching, I started going through. I have a bunch of little books and patterns and stuff. So this is a recent but not current book of Blackbird designs, and we all know Brenda and Brenda and the Cereal Starter have told us to buy all the Blackbirds. I'm gonna stop and say I'm really frustrated with Blackbird designs. They do not do a good job of letting me know what is out there. So when the market happened for cross stitching a couple weekends ago in Nashville, like, things came out of Blackbird, and I'm very confused on what has come out, because I would like to know if I need to have them. Have I stitched any of this? No. Do I want to? Possibly. But is it really pretty to look at? Yes. So what else is over here? This is the book that I talked about last week, the Acorn Cottage. And some of these quilts I wanted to do with the fabric that I bought at Stash recently. See if I can find one quickly. Probably not quickly. But see? Well, I can't be showing her stuff. Let's see if I can block it off here, so you can see just the picture. Isn't that pretty? And I really like the star in the front too, but I didn't get stuff for that star. See how they're just nice and muted? Things like that. I also have some of my teeny weenies from Plum Street. Everyone who knows me knows why I have these. I have like 3 different versions of it. I like to do that. It's very patriotic, don't you think? Let's see, what else do I have here? No, that's about it as far as patterns go. So, also wanted to talk a little bit about, I don't know if you guys have noticed a delay in my posting. It is not because of a delay of taping. It is because my mother has requested closed captioning. So in order to not physically type every word that I'm saying, I I let YouTube do it for me. So I have to wait for it to basically figure out what words I'm saying and then post it that way. So that's why there's a little bit of a delay. So plans for next week. I hope to continue working on Token of Fall because I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Looking forward to having a very close to finish. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it by next Wednesday, but maybe by the end of stitching I can have it done. And then plot and scheme my next venture. I did, over the last week, meet a new quilting friend. Her name's Rachel. She doesn't know yet that I do YouTube, so she doesn't know I'm talking about her yet. But it's been fun to meet her. She got to come to Wednesday Stitching, so that was fun too. And be a good part of our group, and look forward to having a new friend in the neighborhood. She doesn't live too far from me, so in the greater Charlotte area, but in the southern part of it, which is where I live in Waxhaw. So I'm excited about that. New friends, yay! Other than that, it's normal Wednesday stuff and the end of the fiscal year for work. Lots of exciting things have happened. The Container Store finally has an app, so please download it. So that's kind of fun, having an app, and finally, I feel like we're one of the only stores out there that doesn't have one, so I'm excited that we have one now. We have a new closet line coming out for work. Lots of things are happening. Closet sales, etc., etc. So it's exciting times at work. And that's kind of about it. Do our normal thing, go visit my mother-in-law, possibly for dinner tonight. Definitely on Sunday, if not. And I think that's about it. I hope you guys have a great week. Have lots of stitching time and enjoy your crafts, whatever they may be, needle or otherwise. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.